Welcome aboard, and thank you for tuning in to the Heavy Metal Truckers once again. We are your hosts. I am Pincushion, and this is Doppler. And if you are here to see some guys get very entertaining, kind of go a little crazy.
Fool. No, I'm just kidding.
If you ever fucking say that again. But, in general, just going ham, we kindly ask you to look elsewhere. And if you, on the other hand, would like to see people, a couple guys, professional idiots in my opinion, who are very tentative, don't do much talking during the watching.
People who are real.
You kids and your real talk. I swear. But if you want to,
I'm like almost a decade older than you, sir.
Yeah, but kids are the only people I hear that say,
old.
"No, they're real." Okay,
Keeping it
yeah.
real, man.
No, I can deal with keeping it real because that was an old school term. Anyways,
I remember everybody used to run around saying, "Man, that's tight." Remember that?
I remember talking to a
Showed my age there, didn't I?
body piercer in Tennessee, and I was talking to them about an idea for a piercing I had, and like she was very cool, and she just said, "Oh, that sounds tight," and I'm like, "Oh, really? You think so? Is there not enough room?" And she goes, "No, I just mean it would look cool." And I'm like, "Oh, I haven't heard that term in so long."
Yeah, like late '90s, around 2000 time frame there.
That was
Here we
like
are
some
off
years
on one
ago.
of our tangents per usual.
Indeed. Regardless, if you want to see some genuine guys, attentive, not showing too much emotion, but really want to hear their thoughts after listening to the track, then stay tuned because we have a treat for you as we take a gander at the new single from Darkthrone. And the cool thing about this, and Darkthrone has just become known for doing this at this point, I think, is there's not a whole lot of media outlets that they don't really go to them. They just announce, like on Instagram or whatever, like no kind of news articles, "Hey, we got a single coming out," or "Hey, we just dropped a single, and by the way, our album's going to be coming out at this point in time." And this focus is really getting annoying. Okay,
This
there we
what?
go. The autofocus.
Oh.
But yeah, so this is Darkthrone's Black Dawn Affiliation, and yeah, let's see what happens with this.
So, if you want me to be brutally honest, didn't enjoy that at all.
Okay.
I found it to be very bland, boring. It did nothing for me at all. It like when it started, I was like, all right, this is fine, but then it never went anywhere for me. And even the lyrics were kind of odd. I can kind of see what they were going for with the song, but it fell flat for me. It just did. Like I don't know. It for me it was I was getting bored. Like I was ready when the song let down and then I was ready for it to be over then. Like it I don't know. It didn't do anything at all for me. Like if it's not a song I would listen to again.
So Darkthrone's an interesting creature as a group. I'll say it like that.
I will say one last thing. I did kind of like the older feel to it, but that was about it.
So the funny thing about that, this sound in comparison to their very first album, Soulside Journey, before they went into their, like, people call the unholy trinity within black metal of Darkthrone, like Blazing Northern Sky and Transylvanian Hunger, and the one after I can't remember offhand, but the ones where it's just absolute raw black metal that everyone came to become a real fan of. Not a lot of people know about Soulside Journey, which sounds exactly like this. Mm-hmm. And so after they had that trio of just kind of like the Norwegian black metal, what started off that in the mid-90s, they slowly went back to that original sound, which is pretty much this. And their last record, Astral Fortress, I was really excited for that album, and when I heard it, it was so goddamn psychedelic. Like, it was a bit of a turnoff for me. Like, it wasn't bad by any means. It's just I didn't particularly care for it, and it was just, it felt like something that came out straight from the 70s.
This song had a slight feel of that too. It wasn't like super strong, but I could see how somebody who was high would enjoy this more than somebody who's not.
Which I'm glad in this one they've gone away from that. Some of that gone slightly away from that psychedelic feel.
Yeah, it's still there a little bit, but no, it's not super strong.
I have no idea what Fenriz and Nocturno, or I think that's the vocalist's name. I have no idea what the hell they're doing up in Norway writing this material. They could be like blazed out of their mind or doing something. But they're also just older guys that...
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, and...
Which isn't a knock in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no. It's just they're more used to the 80s style of black metal, kind of like before it became so...
Right.
raw and everything, and just like, let's get the worst production we can and it'll be amazing. That was
actually one of the few things I kind of liked about it, because it gave it that older school feel.
Yeah,
just I don't know, other than that, it just...
But yeah, they have had this sound for a very long time, with the exception of those 3 albums that were just that, what people came to know as Norwegian black metal. And for me, I mostly enjoyed this just because I do enjoy that just older, just more kind of raw, unprocessed sound. And just back in the day when it's just you don't have that great of equipment and you just work with what you have, it's just an amazing sound for me. And this is very much along the lines of like a black and roll doom aspect, just because also that's, again, it felt a lot like Celtic Frost, and Celtic Frost was a big influence for a lot of black metal groups, especially back in the 90s, and so a lot of that has stuck. But I actually enjoyed it, and I could see myself almost going into a trance listening to this. It was pretty interesting. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the rest of the album, but I'm very intrigued to hear the rest of it and see what they have.
It has me a little worried. Now, if this thing had a little bit of an atmosphere, but if that atmosphere had been more pronounced, I guess, I could maybe see where it could have saved it more for me, and I could see where it would take you kind of into a trance. But the way it is there, for me, it just wouldn't.
I gotcha. So, yep, that was Darkthrone's Black Dawn Affiliation. They are coming out with the album next month.
I'm assuming it calls It Beckons Us All, since that's what
Yes,
yeah.
taken from It Beckons Us All. So,
yeah, it comes out next week.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, April 26th.
Oh, I was thinking that was next month anyways. I can get my timing correct. But I'm very happy the direction's going in, honestly, compared to the last record for me personally. Because the last one was just a psychedelic, what the hell is going on here? So I'm personally just within the realm of Darkthrone. I'm enjoying this. So anyway, that will be that perspective on this single. And until next time, guys, we're really glad you could join us. Keep rolling heavy.